What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Justin Smith channel. In today's video, we've got kind of a quick one. This is going to be a little bit of repeat content, so if you've already watched my front axle teardown video, then you don't need to watch this because I do have a video on tearing down the front axle. I don't know if I just now said rear axle, but I meant to say front axle if I did say rear axle. So if you have already watched the front axle teardown video, I have taken some of the content from that, and then I'm going to make a video on how to replace the ball joints in your F250. So this is going to be pretty much the same all the way from, it's for sure the same from 05 up to 2020 or whatever, like current. It's all going to be pretty much the same. But I don't know about like before that. I'm sure it's very, very close or similar. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you all a quick little intro. This is going to be a little bit of talking, a little bit of time lapse, maybe a little bit more info than you need. A lot of people may be looking up videos on how to do their ball joints, so they may not watch a full axle teardown video. So that's why I'm making this video. So I'll be covering how to change the hub assembly and how to change the ball joint, because you have to take all of that stuff off in order to change it. And then I'll be showing you guys how to press out the ball joints. And to press those ball joints back in, literally reverse, there's going to be a couple cups, and there will be a ball joint press kit in the description box down below that you can pick up, or you can go to your local hardware store and rent one, and that's pretty much you just buy the ball joint press kit and then you get the money back after you take it back, as long as you haven't damaged it or anything like that. So just keep that in mind, guys. You will need some special tools for this, as well as a set of special snap ring pliers that I will have linked in the description box down below. So I will have a couple of links for special tools that you will need to get this job done. So let's go ahead and get into changing these ball joints. You're gonna have to remove quite a few parts, but don't be scared, guys. You can do this at home, and you can do this in your driveway. I do have the front axle completely out of the truck in this video, and that doesn't have to be done whatsoever. The only thing that I don't cover is taking off the rotor and the caliper. You will need a 21mm socket to do so. There's 2 bolts on the back side of the caliper, and you're gonna zip those out, and then you will be at the stage where I start. But I do actually not show that in this video. So 21mm, 2 bolts on the caliper, pull that baby off and let it hang, or set it on something, use caliper hanger, something like that. Obviously don't stretch or rip your brake lines. All right, guys, let's get into this video. All right, guys, so first off, we're gonna start by taking this locking hub out. So there are 3 T27 bolts, Torx bolts holding this on. Now, after you've got all 3 of those bolts out, well, that's not supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to actually happen right there, but no big deal. You just grab it by these clips. That was actually supposed to stay attached. So same thing goes with the rear end. If you watch the video on the rear end, I'm gonna take all of the pieces out right here on the right side, and I'm gonna set them on the right side of my bench, just so I don't lose those. And we are doing new hub assemblies, but I still don't want to lose these Torx bolts. And again, these are just teardown videos, guys, so there will be videos on completely reassembling them, and they'll be powder coated. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. If you're new to the channel here, we have an F250 that we're building, and we're doing powder coated axles. So that's why I'm disassembling this. I'm going to go ahead and set this over here on the bench. After you've removed that outer locking hub, and of course you have your calipers and your disc brakes off. These are already off the truck. Now we're gonna take out this top Allen head bolt, and this is what's holding on your ABS line, and pull that out. There's also going to be some 8mm bolts. So there's one 8mm bolt right here holding that on. I'm gonna zip that out, and then I'll just be able to pull this ABS line out. And we have new ABS lines with our new hub assemblies. All right, guys, so deep back in there, you can see that snap ring. We're gonna be using these Nypex 4611A3 40-100mm snap ring pliers. I will have these linked in the description box down below, and it'll say snap ring pliers link here. You'll click that link and purchase these if you're gonna be removing your hub assemblies, or if you just wanna have these in the shop. They are universal and work for other things as well, but they are super long and thin, so you can actually get back in there, and also the tips of them are heavy duty enough to not break. So what we're gonna do is just push these snap ring pliers back in here, push in, squeeze, and pull out. So these snap ring pliers make that a piece of cake. So now that we have that snap ring off, we're gonna go ahead and rotate around to the back side. Meter nuts on the back side of this hub assembly. You'll be able to follow these studs through and see these from the back, and you can actually get to them with an impact gun. All right, now that we have those 4 nuts off, I'm gonna go ahead and set those over here with everything else. And now this is a little bit dangerous with it on jack stands, so hopefully this comes off pretty easily. I may heat this up with a torch. But we're just gonna hit this. That's gonna be all that's holding this hub assembly on, was those 4 studs. So after we've got those 4 nuts off, then we can start hitting this, but make sure that you have the snap ring out. I'm gonna beat this brake dust shield down, just so it's a little bit out of the way. Separated already. That was live time, I didn't fast forward anything, so hopefully yours comes apart like this one. All right, and this dust shield just goes right through those studs on the back side. So this dust shield is all bent up and garbage, so we're gonna throw this away. And now what you'll see is your axle shaft right here. And in order to get your axle shaft out, you're gonna wanna pry, get it straight, and then put you a crowbar or a pry bar back in here. And you're gonna try to pop this out. Now there is a vacuum seal back in here that will make this a little bit hard to get out, because that actually presses onto the axle shaft. So hopefully that comes out easy, but if not, then it does help sometimes to put you a flat blade screwdriver in here and actually hit on that seal from the back to help it come out. All right guys, so that is moving quite a bit, but then it kind of stops. So what that is that's this big axle seal. All right, so let me spin this around and show you guys this. So all I done was I went in from the back. Sometimes you just gotta hit it from the back, guys. So I just went in here and pushed that big old dust seal out. And that's what that looks like. And these are pretty expensive, but you're actually not supposed to reuse them. But if you have a special tool and your vacuum locking hubs were good before, then you actually can reuse them. But this is gonna get thrown away because I'm not using the vacuum locking hubs. All right, so I got that axle shaft completely out. And I'm gonna just take these plastic pieces and rubber pieces off. So these are your old seals that you'll have right there. And then there should also be one right here, but it's completely gone and deteriorated. But you do have inner seals that keep it from leaking oil. So these you don't technically need. Of course, these are trash anyway, so I'm gonna throw these away. This will be getting replaced with the coilover conversion bracket from PMF Suspension, which is one of the sponsors here on the YouTube channel. So if you are looking to swap over to coilover conversion instead of coil springs, then you will replace this bracket with a nice fabricated welded bracket that still bolts back on. So you can always go back to coil springs if you wanted to, or if you sold the truck. And like I said, they are a sponsor here on the YouTube channel, so you can trust them. So next up, we're gonna get some pliers and pull out this carded key. And these things can be a pain. But once you get this carded key out, then you're just gonna loosen up this top nut. So next up, we will be disassembling this upper ball joint. And there's a little nick in the threads right here. So just gonna zip that nut off. And if you're going back with new ball joints, which I would hope you would if you're doing this, then you won't need this nut. And the size on the upper one is a 1 1/4, and then the size on the lower one is actually a little bit bigger. So the lower one is 1 inch and 5/16. I'm gonna get that broke loose. And you're just gonna wanna run this nut up to the very, very top, and then you'll be able to hit on this knuckle right here. And once you break that loose, then you can come back down here and take that nut completely off. That's what I'm gonna do now. All right, guys, so I just now pulled this bottom nut off of the lower ball joint, and now we're just gonna put it back on and spin it a couple times. Doesn't have to be on there far. And hit on this knuckle, and this should actually drop down. Alignment bushing that we're gonna finish prying out. And whenever you put this back together, the alignment shop will really, really appreciate it if you put some anti-seize in here and clean all that out with a little like sanding wheel, because they actually have to pull this little bushing out. So we've got our top ball joint broke loose from the knuckle, but this bottom one is being kind of stubborn. So to get this top one broke loose, I actually started hitting on this, like on the actual ball joint, and that will help a lot. These are MOOG ball joints. I'm not sure when they were put in, but this top one is shot. The bottom one, it's still in there really good. So I'm gonna try to actually come in here and hit like that and see if I can break that one loose. All right. Oh wow, that bottom one, I think the bottom one is even worse than the top one. That ball joint is shot. And this ball joint is shot as well. I hope you guys can see this. So next up, we're going to pull this snap ring off of the bottom. There's not a snap ring on the top. And then we're gonna press these old ball joints out. And then that's pretty much how you disassemble the hub assembly with the ball joints, the axle shaft. The other side is exactly the same. So after I show you how to press these ball joints out, we're gonna go ahead and pull this differential cover, drain the differential fluid, pull out the carrier and the pinion gear. All right, guys, so what we've got here is a master ball joint press kit. I will link a cheap one and a pretty good all-around ball joint press kit. You don't have to get one with this many attachments. So I'll link one with fewer attachments and then one with like all of the attachments like pictured, like you're seeing right here. But pretty much you have a C-clamp style ball joint press kit. You've probably seen one of these before. So we're pretty much driving this rod into the receiver cup right here. And then the ball joint stud is actually coming through. And then that's going to press out the ball joint. So just put our impact gun on here and drive this ball joint out. So that cup allowed me to press out the ball joint to right here, but then it actually started contacting on that. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to swap over to this one. And now that we are back on here and secured, drive it the rest of the way out. But there was a snap ring on the bottom, so make sure you take that snap ring off. You have to take the bottom one out first, because in order to take this top one out, you actually have to run the tool like through the bottom hole. And then the same thing goes like whenever you put the ball joints back in, you'll put the top one in first and then put the bottom one in. So we are aligned and centered. Now we can just drive this upper ball joint out. And then here is your old ball joint completely pressed out. And then you are left with just this blank knuckle that's ready to go off to sandblast and then off to powder coat. All right, guys, so that's going to be all for today's video. I hope this helped you all out. And like I said, I wanted to just make this a separate video, even though I reused some content from disassembling completely this front axle out of my F250. So I also have a video disassembling the rear axle out of my F250. If y'all haven't checked that out, I will try to link that in the description box down below as well. But with that being said, guys, always remember, everybody starts as nobody, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.